Welcome everybody to the first Grissle's Kpoptopolous. What this is pretty much is just a continuation of my minute and 30 shows. It's just I haven't done one of those in a while, and when I went to go do this one, I was just like, you know what, that name don't even make sense because I don't shut up because I'm Italian and it don't work that way. So, pretty much what this is going to be about, obviously, is like my old ones were. The thing is, a lot of people that attend my live streams, like my Good Morning K-pop live streams I have during the weekday mornings, and then my bi-weekly music video live streams I have, a lot of people can't attend those, and a lot of people who are there, they get to see a side of me that some of you guys don't get to. So these will help kind of convey the same message that the people learn in my live streams. But this one's pretty much going to be about why I think K-pop sticks with me and why it's so special to me and why I don't think I'll ever leave K-pop. First of all, I mean, K-pop never was really my first foreign type music I listened to. I mean, there was other foreign music I listened to where they still sung English, but there was other ones where they didn't speak any English at all. And the names of the groups slip my mind right now because most of them were just like on mixtapes that I made. I'd make CDs I'd rip some stuff my aunt had, and then other stuff either my friends would have or I'd run across somehow, and I'd put them all on these CDs and I'd listen to them, and then people would like get in my car at school and be like, I'd turn on the car and forget I had the CD on, and they'd be like, what the hell are you listening to? And but that foreign kind of music has always been there. It was always like it would come in and out of my life because I would turn to it at times when I would get sick of what I was hearing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like some innocent type person. I'm not the type that goes around preaching on anything. I like some of the American music. It's just it gets old after a while, and people who are here can understand what I'm talking about. I mean, just a good huge percentage of the whole gamut of American music is about cheating, about being a whore, about killing people or doing drugs. And like I said, I'm not a poster child of being innocent by any means, but after a while, just the same premises get old. It's not that I can't handle hearing them, it just gets old after a while. And I wanted something different, and I didn't. It's not that I was looking for a completely pristine music like Christian music or anything. Not that I have anything wrong with, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I didn't need that. But I just needed something different. And when I was at that party with my friends, and we were having a good time and stuff, and they showed me the Psy video, the Gangnam Style video that night, it blew my mind because it was hilarious. It was it just was different to me, and I didn't have I wasn't hearing what he was saying. I didn't know what he was talking about, but it still was good. I enjoyed the sound. You know what I mean? So that next morning I came home and everything, and buried myself in my computer and watched that video over and over, and that's how I that's how I discovered reaction videos, and then those reaction videos in turn showed me other K-pop music. And I think the reason K-pop latched on to me so hard was because I was looking for something different. And I was looking for something different, and it was totally different. Like, there was a totally different vibe around K-pop. And I don't want to say it was like innocence, but there was something. There was like, it's hard to explain. There was like an aura around K-pop that is still there, and I think that's what draws me to it. And it has to do with something, I guess, about the innocence of it in a way, because I'm not saying that there isn't songs about cheating and some infidelity, but it's not to the extreme like here in America, where it's like almost every song is about that. And that's another thing, though, I think that I like a lot about K-pop is the idols carry themselves well. I mean, you hear your scandals here and there, and they're not perfect, and nobody is. But I mean, to be honest, and I'm not trying, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings here who are fans, and that's why I'm not going to name any certain people of certain, entertainers here in America. But a lot of them are train wrecks. There's a lot of them that you just hear about in the news constantly, and they got huge followings, and it's just like, oh my god. So when I started listening to K-pop, first it was the music that got me, but then when I started seeing how these idols carried themselves and how they were, kids were able to look up to these people, truly. And to be honest, they seem like they're approachable. I mean, I don't live in Korea. I don't get to, rub elbows with some of these people, but I couldn't imagine girls from, like, Girls' Generation or guys from, like, Super Junior or something, like, being just assholes to people and telling them, no, I'm not going to fucking sign your shit, and I'll get the fuck out of my way. I can't imagine that. I mean, they just seem too nice. But, it's just like, the only thing that scares me, though, is that, and I don't think this will happen. I don't think, production companies or Korea as a whole will let this happen. But even since I've been into K-pop, I've heard that sort of the videos are kind of trying to take a turn, or not all of them, but some of them are taking a turn to be more kind of provocative. And I'm scared that that's maybe the push to kind of maybe emulate some American type traits, so that maybe it'll be easier to make entrance in America. I mean, I don't think, I know they don't need that for sure, but I don't mind some provocativeness, but I'm afraid the production companies are going to try too hard to try to maybe do some things to make it kind of stick in America, and they don't need to. You know what I mean? I think what they're doing is fine, and where they're at, like right now, I think it's perfect. And I think if they just give it time and they don't try to force it, I think it's gonna, it's already getting huge over here. I think it could really blow up within the next year or two. And but I don't want to see them go too far. You know what I mean? That's why I was really scared when I seen the whole Tiara Chris Brown thing starting to go down, because that whole thing scared the shit out of me, to be honest, because I was just like, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Chris Brown at all. I really, and then the people he hangs out with, and then putting Tiara in the middle of that. I mean, I know Tiara had its little thing, going on before that, but I just, I don't want to get into that whole issue, but I just, like I said, I don't want to see the production companies push too hard for them to be more American in hopes that it would work over here, because they don't have to do nothing. Because if they just wait it out a little bit longer, it's gonna, it's already starting. I mean, freaking groups are putting on their own world tours and coming over here, and I think eventually it's gonna not just be on the coasts, and it'll start working its way in. And I can't wait for that myself, because I want to go to some concerts, and I don't want to have to drive all the way to New York to see one. But also, that's another thing, though. There's not a lot of fans here in the Midwest that I know of personally. There's none around here by me, I can tell you that, besides me. And my mom. My mom actually has gotten into it, which is crazy, because she watches my videos. And she'll call me up, be like, oh, who is that? The one that, the Hyde people. And I was like, oh, it was Vix. And she's like, oh, I really like that. And she actually wanted me to make her a CD, which was really awesome. But, but the fans, like, if I knew I had to drive to go to a concert in New York, I knew I could go there and boom, meet up with people, and we'd meld just like that. It'd be instantaneous, because I think K-pop fans, they share that thing. They share that common bond, which is K-pop. And there's a, it's a strong bond, man. It really is. And I think it has to do with the music. I honestly do. I think, and I'm not trying to sound cheesy here, but when you listen to stuff that, like I said, has that somewhat innocence about it, and the idols aren't douchebags, you know, that over time, being that you're burying yourself into that, it can do nothing but change you, you know, as a person, and change you for the good thing. Because if you bury yourself in American music, you see what happens. You know, I'm not saying every American's trash, but I mean, there's a lot of people that are dicks, you know, and I hate to make it sound like, you know, music's making them do certain things. It's not making them do things, but it does change who you are a little bit. But and that's why I think, you know, K-pop fans, for the most part, are really good people, and they really connect with each other well because of the music, and because of what the music kind of stands for, and how it comes across and stuff like that. But that's pretty much all I had to say. I didn't want this to go on too long. But that was my first Grissle Kpoptopolous. I don't know how often I'm going to do these, but whenever I think of something to talk about, or I talked about it on the live stream and I think you guys should know about it too, maybe I'll do one. So I'll talk to you guys later. I love y'all. Peace.